Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Sheets, and we're going to be doing our live stream up until lock or close to it, where I go over, the best plays and then figure out if we're actually going to play them or not. And we can also talk about what an atrocious job I did with my tennis line, king of the baseline lineups. It's a pretty decent chance I get 0 of them through, which is going to be very, very heartbreaking. It's going to be really annoying. But I played poorly, and when you play poorly, that is what ends up happening. I mean, we could still get lucky, maybe get one of them through or something like that. But we went 3 entries of someone who scored 3 points, so that's not good. That is not good, to say the least. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's doomed though. One is definitely doomed, and the other 3 are pretty close to being doomed. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Okay, first let's take a look at the slate. And before I do that, let me take a look at the weather, because yesterday I did not take as good enough look at the weather as I should have, and it came back to bite us. So it's like Angels Detroit, this Padres game again could be an issue. Colorado rain, they never cancel anything there. So I don't think we're not going to play with the idea of there being any issues. But the story is the pitching. So you have Peralta and Sale on DraftKings who rate so far above everybody else, but they're expensive and 40% owned each. So are people really going to be able to get to both of these guys? Maybe. It seems that way. And then it looks as though the big, I don't want to say pivot, but the big SP2 that'll make your lineups work is David Festa at 17% ownership, 6,800. That works. And then the next one is going to be Chris Bassett. So it depends on how much you spend on the hitting, what you end up doing with the pitching and LDO, right? Obviously. So we'll see. We'll see if you can get to Peralta and Sale. Because obviously if you can get to them, great. But it's probably going to end up being something else. Like one of these two with one of these two. Like either Peralta or Sale with either Festa or Bassett as kind of like the best plays. Now, what we're going to play relative to the Sims, I don't know. We'll get to that. Let's look at the stacks on DraftKings, and then we'll circle back to FanDuel. And again, we rate these 3 different ways. First of all, just as far as raw points go, once again, you have Colorado at the top. And then Texas, we're going to give it another shot to see if they can deal with the weather going against Chris Flexen. Miami's next in that Colorado game. And then the Dodgers. And the Dodgers look really low owned. I guess they're going to be pretty expensive, which is why they're looking to be low owned. And again, if you want to get to Sale and Peralta, you're not going to be able to get to the Dodgers, at least the better players, I believe. But we'll see. And then Boston. So remember these: Colorado, Texas, Miami, Dodgers, Boston. If you want to look at the just pure point per dollar plays, you have the White Sox, Milwaukee, Toronto, and then Texas again. So Texas is showing up a couple of different ways. You look at it rated on a modified stack, you have Texas again. So Texas, Miami, White Sox. You'll see the White Sox are pretty good values. So I do think that if you play both of those pitchers, you're either going to want to get to the White Sox or you're going to be forced to get to the White Sox just because of the way pricing works, I think. So it depends. If you hand build, we'll see. We'll see what you can get to. Let's look at FanDuel next. And before I do that, let me take a quick look at stupid Eric with his tennis. Well, for openers, we're going to need Shelton to close this out in the third set. I cannot have anything like a 4-setter out of him to at least give me a chance. All right. Anyway, all right, let's look at FanDuel. By the way, shout out to me and Bobby for saying exactly what to do in the Pittsburgh game with Skeens. Right. For those of you that were doing we're looking at the live sweat last night. We took a quick look at it, and Bobby said, you know what? If you're going to play the 2-game slate, you should play as many combinations of the Cubs as possible. And what I said is that you should play Skeens with the Cubs. The idea being that Skeens does okay through 6, and then the Cubs destroy the bullpen. It's a pretty good freaking take, I have to say. From some, and consider I didn't even play. That's a pretty awful waste of a take, actually. All right, let's look at FanDuel. I presume it's going to be the same, but it's always good to take a look. Yep, Peralta Sale, then a whole bunch of pivots. You know, that's just the way it is. And then with the stacks, again, we were first rate by raw stacks. Colorado ahead of most, and Miami Dodgers, same stuff. If we look at value, Colorado, Miami again, modified, Colorado, Miami again. And once again, it looks like the Dodgers are pretty expensive. See the Toronto's showing up a little bit. So you want to know the chalk, right? You play, or the best plays, you play something from the Colorado-Miami game or both of them, and one of Sale or Peralta. Let's see, before we actually build these things, let's see if you can actually do that. Let's look at FanDuel first. And I'm not going to do this, but let's see. Let's see what this looks like. So, and then we're going to use SaberSim and actually build our lineups. All right, so edit. Let's see what you could do if you just wanted to just hand build and don't care about salary. Let's take the cheaper of the two pitchers. Let's take Peralta at the 9,200. And let's say you wanted to do a Colorado, Miami, just full game stack. Let's see if you could do that without spending all your money. No, it's easy. 3,225. I mean, it doesn't. Look at some of these prices here. You know, I mean, it's going to be really, really easy if you wanted to do this. You don't need me to build it. Almost everybody's under 3,200. Even if you play Jake Berger, then you could even get everybody in. Otto Lopez 28, Hensley. So if you played Peralta with Miami, Colorado, you could certainly do it, and that's probably the most likely outcome. But when you're playing GPPs, you're going to have to do better, and you're going to have to realize that that's what the field is going to do. And in GPPs, you're going to have to do something else. And that is why we use the Sims. That is why we use the Sims. That's why some people do, and I do. And we're going to then spend the remainder of the time just applying that. So the first thing that I did, let me get this here, is this it? 552, right. So let's go to DraftKings first. And what I already did was did I already do this? Yeah, so I think. Let's just do it again just for the hell of it. No, I did it already. So I uploaded the projections, and I ran the lineups, but I don't think I did the Sims yet, or did I? Hold on. Build one. No, I didn't even look at this yet. So here's an interesting thing that you could always do. Hold on. First, let's take a look at what we would get to if we didn't apply the Sims. So if we just left this alone and did nothing, we would get actually over 150 lineups. It wouldn't be that. It's actually would be getting a decent amount of Bassett. I think, it seems as though, and Festa, it seems as though saving some money does make a certain amount of sense in the original builds. Now, again, the original builds, this large slate setting, let's remind ourselves of what this is. The formula here, it does prioritize the 99th percentile lineup, and it does ding it for average ownership, so that is a pretty good and aggressive way to play. If you do have a good idea, though, of what the field is actually going to do by using contest sim fields and things like that, you could certainly improve on that. But you do run the risk of guessing wrong. Before I do anything, let's clean this up a little bit. Let's go to stack exposure and see if we don't want to eliminate these bow wow stacks. And I do. I want to get rid of the 4 3s and the 4 2s and the 4 2 2s. I'm going to leave in the 5 0s and I'll leave in the 4 4s. The other thing to note is that there's very little late swapping. I mean, there's a little window here from 7:45 to 8:10, and if you're around, you should do it. Little window here, and then you could late swap at the end for these last 2 games, and you should. I mean, if you're around, it should certainly cost you nothing, and you should definitely do it. So we did the bow wow stack. We got rid of the bow wow stacks, and the other thing I want to do is let's again set up this aggregate metric where we're keeping track of the average projected score of our portfolio here, so that we can see how that goes down when we start tweaking stuff. Like if we wanted to, again, do our little thing where we get a little bit more diverse, we go as many min uniques as we can until this average projection score gets hit by a decent amount. So we're going to keep on going here. 99.21. Didn't really go down much at all there. 98.9. And then almost 1 full point, but not even a full point. And then here, all right, this went down over a full point to 96.2. So this is going to be our squeal point, min uniques 4. And then we will go back again and X out the bow wow stacks, and let's see what that does to this. All right, it dinged it, but not by a lot. So this is one thing we could do. We could enter these into the lottery and be kind of well within our rights. And I'll tell you, this looks pretty different. You see right off the bat, you see Bassett and Festa, right at the top of there. But again, if you look at the portfolios here, you'd be getting, 60% Peralta, 36% Bassett, 28% Sale. So Sale would probably be under the field. Jack Leiter gets up in there. I don't know. This is actually not the worst portfolio in the world here. Maybe I will go with this today. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do this instead of applying the Sims. Probably not, but just in case, let's save these for now. And we'll save these into all of them for now. Okay. We're gonna have dupes, so let's not 53, 54, 50. So let's actually go 56 lineups, 156. This way, we're not going to get any duplicated lineups. This is actually a pretty funky set here. And we are going to late swap, so it's not going to stay like that. But it's actually not bad. Let's then apply the Sims and see what we'd be getting there. And then we're going to have to decide what to do, right? All right, so let's we have all of our settings. Walk-off home run, we put the high-stakes MME instead of high-stakes 20 max. Ball 4, we put in high-stakes MME instead of 20 max. Full count, we left at mid-stakes MME like it was supposed to. Battery, still single entry. And bat flip, we left at flagship MME. Take a look at Ben Shelton for a second. He's actually serving for the match, which is, that's really, I need that for sure. To at least be competitive in some of these lineups. So you see, it didn't really run it so fast, so Let's run. See how it's. I don't believe this because it's taking for it should take more than like 1 second to run these things. And I want to reach out to SaberSim to see if this means anything. All right. In any case, let's then see what we got. Like in the bat flip, you sort by risk adjusted ROI, and you're getting all kinds of kind of craziness. So let's go to Min Uniques 1. Now again, it's probably a good idea to not look when you run the sims. It's because it's going to be mostly very non-intuitive. Okay. And that's just the way it is when you run these sims. And that's why it's an extremely aggressive way to play. The other thing that you could do is if say I'm playing, 150 lineups or whatever, I'll go, half of them be from the sims and half from the build, but that doesn't make sense because it's not really a portfolio in that way. So let's do the same thing. By the way, in the bat, we don't even need 150. Sorry, because we're only playing 56 lineups. That's my bad, actually. So let's go back to stack exposure, and we'll do the same thing. We will X out the Bow Wow stacks. And we only need 56 now, so that is actually sort of interesting. And then let's again go Min Uniques 2, and let's see how this goes here. 92, 92. Still actually went up there. And then, so you could get a lot. This get a pretty diverse lineup construction here. Then it's down 1.2. So we could go back here and go Min Uniques 4. And this is actually pretty strong. So why don't we're going to use these after all. Okay. Because I don't know. I did like that original build though. This could be a slate for, this could be a slate for no simming. Just because again, like it's not like SaberSim is giving you optimals. It's not like it's giving you just like the top, raw projection or whatever. But it is giving you quite a bit of upside. But I still think that the sims are going to do a little bit better because it is tailoring the lineups to at least the particular buy-in and payout and things like that. So I do think it's actually going to be better to use the sim here. And we'll go to full count. And then put that in. We don't need to go Min Uniques 4 in the full count, though. And then should be good, right? Okay. So now we'll download these. So I don't know. This could have been a mistake. This could have been a chance to go back to just using the SaberSim metrics, which they look pretty good there. Let's go to FanDuel, and we'll do the same exact thing, right? So we already ran the 5,000 lineups, I believe. And we'll take a look and see what those look like. Hold on, did Shelton win? Yeah, that's over. All right, that's good. Thank God. So when we ran our 5,000 lineups, we'd be getting, just for the hell of it, Colorado, Toronto, Miami, and probably 1 billion %. Yeah, so there are only 5 pitchers total, of which looks like Peralta is going to be the big chalk. It's 72% Peralta because he's cheaper, right? So we'll do the same thing. We'll go to stack exposures. We'll cross out all this nonsense. We'll only play 4 3s. Well, maybe today we'll play 4 2s also. 4 2 2s. Not really. It's not that big of a slate. So we'll play 4 4s and 4 3s. Should be plenty. That looks good. And again, same thing. We'll go to this aggregate metric, sort by average, projection score, save average metric. And again, we'll just see. We go min uniques 2. Let's see if the drop. It drops to 121.9. Min uniques 3. It drops to 121.6. So that's nothing. 4 uniques drops to 120. Ooh, didn't drop it. No, 120.5. So that's a full 1 point. Let's see what happens to this next one. That's a full 2 points, so we don't need that. So let's go back to min uniques 4. We'll get rid of this 1 3 2 bow wow stack. And that should be pretty good, like I said. So we could just probably pile these in, and if we did, Colorado, Toronto, Miami, this isn't too bad. But again, same thing. I do want to go with the Sims here. Is Devers out? Is that the story? Let's see something. Yeah, Devers looks like he's out. And I didn't have that. Did I not have that in DraftKings too? Let me just go back there. Yeah. Oh wait, McNeil is out. Didn't have that. What is this Boston business? Yeah. So Devers is in fact out. Did I have any of him? Yeah, I had him projected, so I probably got some. No, I did not get him after all that. Yeah, so watch out for that. So we do have to X him out. As a matter of fact, we should probably rerun this. So yeah, let's go back here. Let's get rid of Devers. Right? And let's go back to McNeil. Iglesias. Look at all these Met guys that I was projecting where I should not have. So it's good to notice. Good. We have everybody. Who else? Devers we already accounted for, right? Once we president. All right. Well, let's rebuild all these. We'll rebuild all 150s. And while that's going on, that's what's so cool about SaberSim. You could have that go and still do other stuff on other tabs. So this McNeil business, did I miss this? Yeah, I guess so. I did not have Iglesias, and I had McNeil, I think, projected somewhere. Where is he? Well, I knew that, though. Why would I have McNeil? He's out. Well, why do I have him in it here at all? Hold on. Here. We have no McNeil. He's not here. Do we have to redo all these? I think we do. I'm sorry, but we just have to. McNeil is out. We're going to rerun this with the correct Devers being out. Right? We'll just rerun everything. It can't take that long, right? So go here, and we only have to do 50, right? So rebuild everything. No problem. All right. So now we're going to see where our progress is in FanDuel. FanDuel, there was no Devers, right? We didn't get Devers in any of these, if I'm not mistaken, right? Perfect. And then we'll rerun the Sims with the same settings. This is motoring. Oh, this is really motoring. Excellent. We'll check on the tennis in a minute. We already decided that we are going to use the SaberSim Sims. I don't think it's going to change too much anyway, but you may as well be precise. And don't forget, the White Sox, that lineup, I don't even think is out yet. So you got to be careful with that one. So, okay, same thing. Let's do DraftKings first. Go back, aggregate, projected score, save, run all sims. Has it been saved correctly? Yes. So run all sims, and you see that it's not going. I don't believe it if it goes in like 2 seconds. Look at stack exposures. We'll make sure we don't get any bow wows. And again, we don't need 150. We'll wait for it to run. So we'll have 56 lineups total. Okay. Make sure there's no bow wows. This looks good. And then same thing. Let's first go into the walk-off home run. Let's make sure it changed a little bit. That's how you know that it did something. Yeah. So walk-off home run. And I wonder if I can get a different lineup out of the ball 4. And again, these will change, but yeah, that's good news that I was able to get a different lineup, even though you had the same settings. Ball 4, then single entry, battery, good, single entry battery, full count, this mid stacks MME thing. I'll come back to questions in a minute. Full count, risk adjusted ROI. We'll go min uniques 2 again for this one. Plenty of time. Full count, and then we'll go back to the lottery here in the bat flip. Bat flip, risk adjusted ROI. And again, same thing as before. We're going to go min uniques until it gets dinged. So 91.3 down to 91.0. That's like nothing. And then let's see, I want the first like full like point, 90.6. So we're able to get like a bunch of unique lineups here. Wow, look at this. Even down to min uniques 5. This is sort of amazing, actually. Now it really yelled at me with these 2-2-2-2s. So we're going to be really spread out here in the lottery. Min unique 6. I don't think I've ever gotten a min unique 6 build, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, so we'll upload those. Okay. And then we'll go back and we'll go to the FanDuel again. And this, I can't believe we had to rerun all this, but you know what? We had time, so why not? Still mad at Devers, but I shouldn't have any. Oh, it's because of the previous ones. Okay, so this and run the contest sims. We still already have that aggregate projection in there. Stack exposure, we're already good. And you do see that it's taking more than like a half a second to run. So that's good news also. We are going to take a look at the tennis here in a second and see how bad we're doing. It's not good. All right, so first we'll just put these in the monster. Okay. In the Grand Slam, we can go min uniques 3 in the Grand Slam. Okay. Min uniques 3 in the Grand Slam works, and now the 2 lotteries. 150. Well, let's do 50. Well, we can do both. So in the rally, let's see if we get min unique 6 here in the rally. Ooh, it's already yelling at me for the 2-2-2-2s here. Yeah, but I don't want these. So let's get rid of this. So min uniques 2 is 120.33. Min uniques 3 is 119.4. So that's a 1-point drop. And then there's another 1-point drop. And then another 1-point drop. So we're going to have to make a call at some point. And then, oh yeah, now it wouldn't even let us do what we wanted. All right, so that really yelled at us. So we're like all over the place here, but let's go. So the rally, we have a lot of different options. MLB squeeze. Let's see. Let's start with MLB Min Uniques 2. And it's 116.5. It's the same. It's going to be the same, right? Because it shouldn't. 115.9. Boy, oh boy. 115.2. This is crazy. I've been doing this for a while now. This kind of new technique. I don't think I've ever gotten to this many. Oh, there you go. This many min uniques without it yelling at me. So, all right, min uniques 5. Let's see. All right, and then after this, I'll show you my. Oh, the golf. Right? What am I going to do about the golf? I guess I'll do one later. I mean, it's an 11 a.m. start. Maybe I'll go live tomorrow with the golf because this golf is awesome. Don't even begin to think that you want to just make the best plays. Okay. It's freaking 30 golfers with millions of dupes. Not to say millions of dupes, but with the possibility of quite a few dupes. So you want to leave money on the table, do geomean filtering, all the good stuff. Okay. Or the bad stuff. And Project Mayhem is saying that I'm not sharing my screen. Well, I don't know whose fault that is. Mine or everybody else for not mentioning it. So, unfortunately, all of this was just kind of me talking through what I did. But just to show you, again, I didn't mean to not show my screen, honestly. I have no problem sharing what I had because I don't really know who I have right now. But just to go through the process again, I did run 5,000 lineups. I did think about using the Saber Sim settings instead of the Sims, but we did run the Sims anyway. And the one thing that we noticed was that you were able to get like 5 min unique. So if you are here and you made it through that whole shit show and you're still going to use Saber Sim, you can go ahead and play many min uniques and it'll be well within your rights. In other words, the average projection did not get killed too much. And also, if you do want to play just the best plays, look, Sale, Peralta, and either Fester or Bassett with some Miami or Colorado. That's going to be the best one. So again, I do apologize for all that, but I guess that's my bad. Let's take a look at this horrific performance in the tennis. Let's see how we're doing here. So we have 3 lineups in here. We got to finish in the top 50. And it's well, this one's dead, but let's look at this one. We got a loss out of Humbert at a 10K. And we really got to come back from that. I don't know how that's going to happen. It's disaster. And then I think one of them is in the money, but we'll get back to that one in a second. This one might not be too bad. So this one, again, it's got this freaking 3. I played the Uhuchi Mama down here and got a 3 ball. Yeah. So I think it's a good question, OA. I never really look at the optimal projection in the first place, but what I like to do is when I tweak stuff, I don't want to lose more than a point on my average projection when I tweak stuff. I'll answer that question maybe in another video, but that is a decent question. So you'll see what I did here. I have this stupid 3 ball, and everything else is great, but this 3 ball is killing me. So I'm obviously gonna need both these turkeys to win. And then the only one I guess I have a shot is I think this guy, because this one's got a 3 also. So this one's pretty dead too. This is bad. This is bad news. And these guys have all these good stuff going on. So it looks like we're going to get zeroed out of this one, which is a little annoying. But hey, it is what it is. And that's it. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Again, sorry that I screwed up the sharing of the screen, but I am going to do a golf thing a little bit later tonight or tomorrow morning, and hope to make it up to you. Good luck, everybody.